Good morning, sir.
జాయిన్ అవుతారమ్మా. నువ్వు 10:35 స్టార్ట్ చేసుకో మాధవి.
Okay, madam. 1 minute ఉంది మేడం.
ఓకే. అది
ఇంకోసారి చేయమంటారా మేడం? సార్కి ఏమన్నా?
జాయిన్ కాలేదు ఇంకా?
లేదు మేడం, కనిపించట్లేదు.
కాల్ చేయి.
సార్ జాయిన్ అయినట్లున్నారు మేడం.
ఓకే ఓకే రైట్. యు ప్రొసీడ్ అమ్మా.
ఓకే మేడం.
హలో
హలో సార్.
అంటే
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
హలో మేడం గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. ఆర్ యు ఏబుల్ టు
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ప్రసాద్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్
సార్ మీ కెమెరా
maybe camera problem with camera, maybe I think I'm audible, I think maybe.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
You are audible Prasad.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank
that's
you
fine.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Madam, shall I start madam?
Yeah ma. Yeah. Amma
Thank you.
starting.
Okay.
Yes.
A very pleasant good morning to all. Hearty welcome. It is a glorious moment to extend my warm welcome on behalf of the Department of Women's Studies and Economics, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, Tirupati, to you all for this one-day national webinar on implementation of innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors for sustainable economic development. At the outset, I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, Professor Jamuna Duvuru Madam, to encourage and inspire to conduct this national webinar. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our beloved Dean Madam, School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, Professor T. Bharati Madam. Madam, ఎక్కడ కనిపించలేదు.
He will join ma.
Okay, madam. Now I welcome our head of the department, Professor G. Sandhyarani Madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you for joining this event. I feel great privilege to welcome today's esteemed resource person, Professor TNVKV Prasad sir, Principal Scientist from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agricultural University, Tirupati, and another resource person, Professor V. Kalarani Madam, retired professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, Tirupati, to have here on this platform today. Thank you so much for readily accepting our invitation to deliver lecture on innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors for sustainable economic development. A very special warm welcome to you all participants to have joined here, and different universities and different departments from our university, teaching faculty from Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam and other universities, research scholars, students, alumni, and other government agricultural department employees, representatives from NGOs. Thank you for participating this webinar. And this webinar is organized in view of growing importance of new technologies in agriculture and allied sectors, including horticulture, floriculture, livestock, sericulture, and fisheries. These these allied sectors play a strategic role in the process of economic development of developing countries like India to reduce poverty, unemployment, and inequalities, and ensuring food security and achieving sustainable economic development. During the process of economic development, many structural changes take place in the form of declining share of agriculture and agricultural allied sectors in national income and output and employment also. The contribution of agriculture and allied sectors to gross domestic product has steadily declined from 53.71% to 20.21%. The declining share of agriculture and allied sectors does not undermine its significance in employment generation, foreign exchange and foreign exchange earnings, and providing food security to the increasing population of India. With exponentially increasing population and scarcity of resources, the agricultural sector is under constant strain. The present traditional methods of farming cannot meet the demand, and hence there is a need for the agricultural sector to utilize and implement the new innovative technologies for sustainable economic development. A sustainable food system is to implement in order to provide healthy and safe food present and also in future without compromising health of the future generation or their ability to produce safe and healthy foods. In view of creating awareness on innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors to increase productivity, employment, incomes in farmers, Department of Women's Studies and Economics is organizing this national webinar on implementation of innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors for sustainable economic development. I hope this webinar will benefit all of us to utilize these new technologies which are very appropriate attaining sustainable in our agricultural sector. Once again, I warm welcome to all participants. Now I invite Padmavati madam to give a note on brief note on our university and department. Over to Padma madam.
Thank you, Maru. Very good afternoon, one and all. This is about our university, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, University for Women, was founded in the year in 1983. The vision of the university to be a premier center of education, both general and professional, to provide knowledge, skills required to lead life as a complete citizens and pursue career of their choice. Mission of university is emancipation of women through acquisition of knowledge and achieve empowerment through skill upgradation, involvement and participation in various occupations in the society. Initially, university was started with 10 faculties and 300 students and 20 staff members. Today, the university has nearly more than 4,000 students and an academic staff of 105 and 131 academic consultants have been offering their services for 59 courses at the post-graduation and undergraduation levels. So, about the center and department. The Women's Studies Center, with the support of the UGC, was established in the year 1984 and has been progressing with diversified activities relating to women's development and empowerment. The underlying philosophy of the Women's Studies Center is to generate knowledge and to transmit it through teaching, training, research, documentation, extension, and curriculum development, thus facilitating the academic diversification for the intellectual as well as for the activists, NGOs, particularly working for gender empowerment. So about our department. So the Department of the Women's Studies was established in 1989. Since its inception, started post-graduation programs in Women's Studies with an intake of 20 per year. In 2002, the department started to offer the post-graduation programs in Women's Studies in distance mode also, and also introduced research programs in the research programs, both MPhil and PhD. And I am very happy to tell that so far 50 PhDs are awarded, and at present 20 research scholars pursuing their research degree. So in 2003, the department started to offer the post-graduation program in MA Economics in regular mode. From 2018 to 19, offering MA Economics in distance mode also. Research program is research program in economics also introduced from the year 1920. This is our department and center information. So now I invite Professor D. Sandhyarani Madam to introduce the theme of the today's webinar. So over to Sandhya Madam.
Thank you for your nice welcome address, Dr. Madhavi and Dr. Padma. Beloved Deans, School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, Professor T. Bharti Garu, distinguished resource persons, Professor T.N.V. K.V. Prasad and Professor V. Kalarani, participants from various universities, colleges and NGOs, my dear colleagues and students, a very happy and pleasant good morning to you all. It is a privilege to me to introduce the theme of today's national webinar on implementation of innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors for sustainable economic development. Agriculture in India is a traditional sector and is regarded as a primary occupation of the individuals in rural areas. To feed the increasing population, it is essential to introduce modern and innovative techniques in the agriculture sector. New technologies are required to encourage the yield frontiers to an advanced stage, make use of the inputs resourcefully, and diversify to a more sustainable and higher value cropping patterns. These are all knowledge-intensive technologies that require both a strong research and extension system and skilled farmers. Agriculture sector sustains livelihood of 65% of the population of India. The contribution of agriculture towards gross domestic product is around 14%. Several revolutions in agriculture have taken place to boost this sector. These include Green Revolution, Green Revolution, Blue Revolution, White Revolution, Yellow Revolution, Biotechnology Revolution, Information and Communication Technology Revolution, etc. In order to increase productivity, it is essential to make use of these technologies, and what is required is the extension of these developed systems. Agriculture extension that has been combined with infrastructure is regarded as a key aspect towards agricultural growth. It is a very broad area which includes very allied sectors such as horticulture, sericulture, floriculture, mushroom culture, aquaculture, etc. For several years, agriculture sector has been gaining the attention of many researchers, and their experiments and researches have led to implement of new technologies in this sector. But the adoption of new technologies is a comprehensive concept and is affected by the development, distribution, and application of the farm level of the present and new biological, chemical, and mechanical techniques. Thus, the adoption of new technologies in agriculture and allied sectors is a challenging task and a vigorous issue for the farmers, extension services, agribusiness, and policymakers. Hence, this sector needs to employ a wide range of changing technologies and farm practices across many different farming systems and structures to meet a diversity of changing and varied demands from consumers and the public for food, fiber, and other goods and services that are to be provided. These technologies must be user-friendly, and the farmers and agricultural laborers need trainings to understand how to make use of new technologies to get higher yields. Research and development efforts, the movement towards better education and training of farmers, the shift in the focus of guidance, rapid and inexpensive means of distributing and sharing information, accessibility of financial resources, pressures from consumers, NGOs, the media, and the public in general are contributing towards assisting in the implementation of sustainable farm technologies. Further, for effective growth and development of the agriculture sector, there is a need to familiarize with new technologies like biotechnology, nanotechnology, high-tech protected cultivation, and modern irrigation methods to accelerate production. These technologies, when utilized in an appropriate manner, would prove to be beneficial in improving productivity and profitability. With this backdrop, the Department and Center for Women Studies, the Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam Tirupati, plan to organize today's national webinar. We invited eminent speakers who have been doing continuous research in their field of specialization. I am thankful to Professor TNVKV Prasad Garu and Professor V. Kalarani Garu for accepting our invitation. We are eagerly waiting to listen to your speeches. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Over to Madhavi. Thank you once again. Madhavi? Madhavi and Padma.
Madam. Madam.
Yes.
Thank you,
yes,
madam. Thank you for very much introducing the theme of the webinar. I think Bharati madam is not in audience, madam.
Okay, yeah, I will. You start, ma. You proceed. Yes.
Shall we invite Prasad sir, madam? Madam, ఇప్పుడే నేను లింక్ పెట్టాను మేడం.
You proceed, ma. Yes, I will see.
Now I request our esteemed resource person Prasad sir to deliver your talk on application of nanotechnology. Before that, I request Padma madam.
Madam is there.
I request Padma madam to introduce our resource person.
Amma, madam.
Madam? Sandhya madam. Sandhya madam. Sandhya madam.
Madhavi.
You start and madam రావడానికి
భారతి మేడం
ఉన్నారా? మేడం
yes ma'am. Madhavi.
Okay madam. భారతి మేడం ఉన్నారు మేడం.
Thank you Madhavi.
Just a minute.
She is there.
మేడం భారతి మేడం ఉన్నారా మేడం?
ఉన్నారమ్మా.
Okay madam.
Madhavi.
Okay madam.
Madhavi.
Okay madam.
Go ahead.
We invite our beloved Dean madam to address the gathering. Before that, I invite Padma madam to introduce our Dean of School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, Professor T. Bharati madam. Over to Padma. Padma
Thank
madam.
you Madhavi.
Okay.
Thank you Madhavi. It is an immense pleasure to introduce today's our guest, Professor T. Bharati madam, Dean School of Social Sciences, School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, Tirupati. Professor in the Department of English. Madam has completed her master's degree in English, philosophy, religion and psychology. MPhil from Jawaharlal Nehru University, PhD in Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam. Madam has 30 years of teaching and 33 years of research experience with significant administrative and research experience. Madam has a rich research expertise in American literature, Sabbatean, fourth word literature, Dalit literature. So Madam has creative writing in freezer, Telugu short stories and translated contemporary Telugu short stories. She has completed 2 UGC major projects on Telugu Dalit literature and a comparative study of Dalit and South African poetry. Under her guidance, 18 candidates obtained MPhil, PhD degrees, and 7 more are currently working. She has published 58 research papers in peer-reviewed journals and contributed 6 books, edited 3 books, presented 56 papers in various seminars, conferences, and workshops. Madam organized 6 international conferences and national, and also act as a coordinator for Northeast, Southern, West Women's Writers Meet in collaboration with the Sahitya Academy, New Delhi. Madam has visited several foreign universities like Vancouver, Canada, Seoul, South Korea, Taiwan, Cape Town, South Africa, Notre Dame University, University of Athens, Greece, Chatango University, China, Qigong University, Beijing, China. She received several awards and honors, to mention a few. Olive I. Reddick Junior Award by IACIS Hyderabad, IUC Associate Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, Simla, Atreya Literacy Puraskar, Sulurpet, Best Teacher Award of AP State, Excellence in Education Award, Gurjad Award, Manasa Sahitya Samskritika Academy Award, Dr. Ambedkar National Award in Education, Dalit Open University of India. Professor Bharti Madam is a member in governing bodies, member in expert committees, member on NAC team of several prestigious organizations, state universities. UGC nominee on planning and monitoring board of Kalasalingam University, Tamil Nadu. UGC nominee on SAP Advisory Committee, MS University, Tirunelveli. Member Academic Council, Pondicherry University. She is also a member of Board of Department of English, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. JNTU, Anantapur, Dr. Abdullah Urdul. So, member coordinator and NAC team also. So, madam, we are welcoming to this webinar and addressing the gathering, madam. Over to Bharti, madam. Thank you.
A very good morning to the faculty members of Women's Studies Center and Department, and to Dr. Prasad from the Agriculture University, Tirupati, and also our dear Professor Kalarani, who are the resource persons for today's webinar, and the other scholars, participants. I'm happy to associate myself with this webinar, especially connected with agriculture and allied sectors. I am very much fascinated by Swaminathan's statement regarding the future of food security, and I prefer to given in your flyer. And agriculture and education are the important fields not properly paid attention by the political administration. Yesterday we happened to celebrate the Constitutional Day, and the word Constitution immediately brings Dr. Ambedkar to my mind. And Ambedkar was also proved to be an economist and
Bharati madam. Hello, sir.
మీరు కాదేమండి నేనేదో చేస్తున్నాను మ్యూట్ కాలేదమ్మా అన్మ్యూట్ క్యారీ
Yes. Yes, agriculture. Agriculture is which is very essential survival, is much abused or misused or neglected, I can say, because based on the available land. It is not enough if the scientists or researchers focus on technical problems, but also should focus on institutional issues, because already the speakers are here to speak on the technology and the allied sectors and all the things. So I may not be a proper person to speak on that. So I wish to share my views, a few views related to this topic. Okay. How to get out of this issue, or how to focus this issue? Once again, as I said initially, I shall take Ambedkar's help. And Ambedkar advocates the concept of state socialism. State socialism must concentrate on collective farming. In the collective farming, state must be owning the land, and states should distribute the lands to farmers, and farmers should develop the farming collectively. And also, states should provide essential capital. This is what I appreciate in connection with the agriculture. But how far this will come into reality, I have my own doubts, because already the assets which the state has, or the central government talking, if we can find, most of the things are privatized, going towards privatization. So at this juncture, when even the railways or airways are worked towards privatization, how far it is meaningful for me to speak about collective farming or socialization of or collective farming, or the state providing capital for collective farming? I don't know, but that will be more useful, feasible for the country. Because as per the agriculture census, the size of the holding of the land in India is continuously on declining trend. And perhaps at present, maybe a small farmer means maybe 1 acre, 2 acres, something like. And even then, if you look at that declining also, we should be worried. A small farmer, can he be affordable to go for technology? That is also one of the question to be seriously viewed. That is why collective farming may help both ecological or the traditional and also the modern blending. The blending will be more effective, more possible when there is large scale farming. And in this country at this present rate, I don't know how much large scale farming is possible. That is why I refer to Ambedkar, where he was talking about the state socialism. And moreover, the decrease in the agriculture land is a challenge at present, because most of the agriculture land is also converted into commercial lands, especially the nearby agriculture lands to any of these modern cities. Most of them are converted into. So it is not just not using the technology, but it is also one of the factors that reduction in the availability of the agriculture land is one of the important factor. As a social scientist, I look at, because if you look at not only the plots around, in and around most of the cities that was converted, and I don't know if I am permitted to say, if we look at the present state, Andhra Pradesh, which has become smaller when compared with the combined state, it has become smaller. But for that smaller state, previously we have devoted 33,000 acres of fertile land. That is more important, because I personally visited that land and I saw it is like when I visited, it was like a huge green carpet, and I gathered the information from there that 3 crops per year were cultivated there. So the state or the governments should always think of the sustainable development of the country, in terms of not just going for complete modernity, but also blending of the past or traditional methods which we were using. Because I believe that ecological balance is very important. And we also very well knew that if we do not practice this ecological balance, what are the difficulties or problems or issues we are facing? We all know very clearly how these various types of calamities we are facing are due to wrong utilization of ecology. That is very clear, because even during COVID, some people started saying, cities like Delhi started saying that we could get the free unpolluted atmosphere, and cities like Bombay reported that they could see the birds which they have never seen. So how much we are using the technology, and what are the parameters in which we have to go for tradition and modernity? I'm not saying that modernity is not good, but it depends upon how much or what is the percentage of this blending should be. So I, as a citizen, as an observer of the society, I feel that it is not the lack of using technologies cause for the scarcity of food, but it is the reduction of the agriculture land. That may be one of the reasons or major reason as far as I'm concerned. I know I'm not a subject expert, but from my observation, from my enthusiasm for naturally for agriculture and biodiversity, I speak this because building of cities does not require fertile land. A city can be built in a wasteland also, but it is difficult to convert the wasteland into fertile land. Of course, it may be easy for people like Israel or other, but in India, it may be very difficult. That is why we should be very careful with the available fertile land. And of course, by blending, certainly we can increase the productivity, but at the same time, we cannot simply concentrate on modern technology alone, or we cannot blame the Indian farming by saying that lack of knowledge of technology is the cause for less production. I cannot agree with that. Sorry to say, I may be wrong, but if studies are made, research is conducted, it is not the only cause. It may be one of the causes, but it is not the only cause. That is why I cannot agree with anybody blaming the Indian farming that just because non-knowledge of the technology is the cause. So there are various factors, and all the factors should be taken into care so that what Swaminathan said, as I said, it is there in the flyer, the combination of the ecological prudence of the past and the technological advance of today will only provide future of food security. With these few words, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my views. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for thought-provoking speech on gathering. Thank you, madam.
Sorry. Please.
Now I request Professor Prasad sir to deliver lecture on application of nanotechnology in agriculture. First of all, I request Padma madam to introduce our resource person. Padma madam, unmute cheyandi. Padma madam, please unmute.
Thank you, Madhavi. It gives me delighted pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. T.N.V.K.V. Prasad, Principal Scientist in Soil Science, Regional Agricultural Research Station, area N.G. Ranga Agricultural University, Tirupati. Sir has completed MSc PhD in Physics from Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. Sir has did his postdoctoral research in the area of nanotechnology from University of Kentucky, USA. He has completed several research projects and presently handling 3 projects with a research grant of nearly 2.1 crores of rupees. Sir has visited several foreign universities like University of India, Kansas State University, Tuskegee University, University of Florida, Johns Hopkins University in USA, and actively participated in the deliberations with the academicians and researchers. He has published nearly 160 research papers in peer-reviewed journals and contributed 6 chapters in various books published by reputed publishers. He has 2 patents on new isolates from drinking from groundnut growing soils. He received several awards and honors, to mention a few. Endurance Research Fellow Award from University of South Australia. Received prestigious Dr. A.V. Kriel Gold Medal Award for Outstanding Research in Agriculture from Acharya N.G. Ranga University. Received Australia Aid Scholarship for attending Cleanup 2013 held at Australia. Select as a high-level delegate to study on agricultural curriculum at University of Malaysia. YSM Young Scientist Award from Academy of Sciences, Malaysia. Received Australian Endurance Ambassador Award for Australia. Received Best Scientist Award in Agricultural Science on 17th Republic Day celebrations at Chittoor. Last but not the least, to highlight some of the term psycho nanotechnology, introduced the concept of agri nanotechnology, established state of arts nanotechnology laboratory at Institute of Fortune Technology, Regional Agricultural Research Center, Tirupati. We are very fortunate to have you with us today, sir. Once again, I warm welcome Dr. T.N.V.K.V. Prasad sir to take over this section. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Sir, am I audible, madam?
Audible, sir.
Madam, thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, all. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this webinar and the authorities of the Mahila University for giving me this opportunity to interact with you today. In fact, actually, we have been focusing on research in nanotechnology in agriculture in our institution, and we have got some very good results regarding the application of nanotechnology in agriculture and allied sector. And today I'm going to share some of the results from our laboratory with you. And today's lecture is divided into actually two parts. One is just a brief introduction to the nanotechnology and the scenario of agriculture in India. And the second part is some of the case studies that have been carried out in our laboratory. And I want to share the results of those case studies. So this is, I think everybody is familiar with this photograph. This is nothing but an hydrogen atom. The center bright spot is nucleus, and around the red colored path is the path of the electron revolving around it.
Not visible, sir.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, Nagaraj. Share the screen. Valaki visibility there. Share the screen.
No, okay, sir.
Yes. Okay, madam. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Madam. Yeah, I will continue. Yeah, this is the hydrogen atom. This is the starting point of our entire materialistic world, whatever we have been looking at with our naked eye. So this is the starting point. And as today's lecture is dealing with the nanoscale materials and totally on materials and their applications in biological sector, then it is wise to start with our starting point, that is the hydrogen atom. Then actually, if you look back the human history, so human history is the developments in the human history is firmly linked with the advancements in the material science. If you go back to the Stone Age, people used to living with the stones. So whatever maybe the utensils or any houses or any kind of thing, they built with stones only, because the known material at that age is only stone, and they followed a process, to make them useful. Means they have identified the materials, because there is the Stone Age, stones are the identified materials. Then the stones got processed for certain purpose, and there is a missing link. And afterwards, after processing, properties of the stones were studied, and they were applied accordingly. So this is a continuous process. Means if any point of time in the history, if a material is going to be discovered, the material is going to be identified first, and it is going to be processed, and its properties are going to be studied, and applications are derived thereby. So this was continued in the next stage also, because we knew that after Stone Age, branches is there. Then because in the branches is the dominant material identified. With the branch, people used to make so many things, and it is something better than the Stone Age, because with the stones we can't do many things, but with the branch we can do several things. So that means there is an advancement in the mankind with the advancement in the material science. Later on, then iron was discovered. You very well know that iron is the industrial revolution. Once iron is discovered, there are so many things happened industrially. So many machines were discovered, wheel was discovered, whatnot. So entire world's face was changed with the discovery of the iron. So again, I repeat that this advancement in material science is firmly linked with the development of the mankind since old ages. Then later on, we are now in IT age. In IT age, the dominant materials are silicon, germanium, and carbon. So you know what is the IT age. We are in the IT age now. At the end of the IT age, I think IT is going to be developed a lot by 2025. After that, IT age is not at all a revolutionary concept. Everybody is having some IT gadgets in their homes or in their personal lives, and they are going to change their lives, and life becomes more and more easier. So this all happened because of the invention of mm, gadgets or anything. So just an example is computer. So with the invention of those kind of gadgets, with the help of the discovery of the materials like silicon, germanium, and carbon, it is very much possible to do many things with that, and our life becomes more easier and what I mean to say, smart. Then after 2025, there is another age going to come, that is called nano age. So what is the specialty of this nano age is, if you look back the Stone Age, then in Stone Age, only stone is the identified material. People used to live with the stones, and um, gadgets made with the stones. And branches means stones plus branch. Then iron means stones, branch, and iron, three elements. And with the ITS, along with these three, then there are three more elements: silicon, germanium, and carbon. But if you look at the periodic table, totally there are more than 118 elements, including gases and all these rare earth elements, out of which there are nearly 71 metals are there, metals and semi-metals are there. So in nano age, all these 71 elements are going to be explored at nanoscale, which had happened never before. Just imagine only these few elements have made this much of progress in the mankind. If all these elements are going to come into our lives, how our life is going to change. So that's all about nanotechnology and nanoscience. That's a study of the elements at nanoscale. Then what exactly nano is? It's a very popular and familiar definition, and you could find it in the internet also. So it is nothing but 10⁻⁹ meters. Is said to be 1 nanometer. Nano is a Greek word and means dwarf. It is 10⁻⁹ meters. It is much smaller than a bulk material, and much bigger than individual atom or molecule. So to give some more idea what exactly 1 nanometer measures is that it is a measure, it measures the arrangement of a few molecules or atoms put together, just hydrogen, oxygen, like that. It measures 1 nanometer. Means 1 nanometer means it is bigger than individual molecule and much smaller than the bulk material. So what exactly the nanotechnology is engineering at the atoms at nanoscale, that is 1 to 99 nanometers with the quantum confinement. So I will give you explanation what exactly the quantum confinement is. He is the father of nanotechnology, Richard Feynman. He envisioned a concept in 1959 itself. That in the near future there are no physical limitations to arranging atoms the way we want. We can rearrange the atoms so that we can create newer materials for our desired purposes, and all of the information in the world can be written in a cube of 1/200th of inch. So very small space is enough to store a huge volume of information. Then why nano? So what exactly this nano concept or nanomaterial is going to be advantageous to the humankind? Means it is high surface to volume ratio. So surface area is very high for the given small volume, and enhanced chemical reactivity. So more number of atoms are present on the surface, so that enhanced chemical reactivity. Extended periods of bioavailability. So it is going to available to the biological system or any other target system to the extended periods of time. And moreover, it's quantum regime. Quantum regime means it is a quantum regime means it's a regime which was followed by the individual atoms and molecules, electrons kind of thing, but at a material scale. So this kind of regime is present at nanoscale. To give more idea about what exactly this enhancement of surface to the given volume means, just let us consider a cube of volume 1 centimeter cube and area of 6 centimeter square, side is 1 centimeter. If you cut like this horizontally and vertically for the given same volume 1 centimeter cube, area increases to 12 centimeter square and side is half centimeter square. Okay, just keep on cutting like this. If you could able to cut each side as 1 nanometer for the same given volume of substance, then area may be increased to several lakhs folds. Actually, it is equivalent. The area is equivalent to size of the one football ground. So what does it mean? Means so the same substance, the same substance of the given volume, that is one centimeter cube volume of substance, is able to react with the system which is spread over a football size ground. So this is the one of the best properties exhibited by the materials at nanoscale. And moreover, more number of atoms are present at the surface. If you look at the bulk material, only 10% of atoms are present at the surface. If the same material is cut down to the nanoscale material, nearly 50% of atoms are present at the surface. The reactivity of the substance is directly proportional to the number of the atoms present on the surface. So automatically the reactivity increases to 5 folds. So this is another advantage with the nanoscale materials. So what happens at the nano level exactly? So at nanoscale, gravity or inertia do not play much of a role, just like a bulk materials. Van der Waals forces, electron resistance, and magnetism are the more important governing forces. Size-dependent physical, chemical, and surface morphological properties are exhibited, and a high ratio of surface to volume. So these are the special properties exhibited by the nanoscale materials at nanoscale when compared with the bulk material. So let us see, is there any other technology available if we are going to ignore the nanotechnology now? So is there anything is there beyond the nano? So these are the fundamental physical quantities: time, mass, and length. So as far as time is concerned, we could be able to measure up to atoll level. And recently one paper came in the Nature that people able to measure up to gemtosecond also, 10 to the power minus 21 seconds also. Okay. Then mass, we could able to measure up to gemto level, that is 10 to the power minus 21 milliliters. The length is only 10 to the power minus 10 meters. So if you want to measure the length of a material, means again I repeat, it is the material length, not an individual atom or molecule length. So it is the last length available to the mankind to work with the materials. So nano is the maximum limit and the length scale for the manipulation of atoms. So what I mean to say is that if you are going to ignore this nanotechnology now, I think there is no other technology available in the future to work with the materials for the mankind. So nanotechnology is the last resort of the mankind to work with the materials. If anything is going to be solved, means you have to search for a solution in the nanotechnology only. There is no other technology available for the solution. So another advantage with the working with the nanotechnology and nanoscience is that unlike other sciences and technologies, nanoscience and nanotechnology grow hand in hand. Means we well know what is science and technology. Actually, we know theory, which was written in the textbooks, or that's what we call it as science. Some of the science is converted, very less percent of science is converted into the technology. Less than 4% of science is going to be technology. That's what we call it as technology, engineering or medicinal kind of thing. And only less than 2% of technology is going to be converted as a product. So whatever we are looking at the products that are available in the market nowadays are the result of the technologies developed at the laboratory scale. Only 2% of the technology is developed at the laboratory scale. The remaining 98% are not able to convert into the products. So don't think that when science is developed, so entire science is going to be converted into product. It is not at all possible. First, science has to be developed. Then afterwards, from the science, then technology has to be developed. Then from the technology, then some of the products may be uh, um, coming out. So this is the difficulty facing with regular sciences and technologies. But if you are going to work with the nanoscience and nanotechnology, there is more percent of converting this nanoscience and nanotechnology into the products. What I mean to say is that, so unlike before, there are more number of products are going to be come out from the nanoscience and nanotechnology. And the transitioning from science to products, that's what I mean to say that. Nanoscience and nanotechnology has the more ability to convert a science or technology into the products. Means numerous products are going to be coming to the market in the near future with the advent of the nanoscience and nanotechnology. Then coming to today's lecture, that is because we have been focusing on the application of nanotechnology in agriculture and allied. So we are also very much interested, and I would like to share some of the case studies that are being carried out in our laboratory with results. So this is agri nanotechnology, applications of nanotechnology in agriculture and allied sectors. So why agri nanotechnology means agriculture productivity enhancement is the second most critical area. This is a UN survey on potential applications of nanotechnology in developing countries. So UN surveys revealed that there is a potential advantage of using nanotechnology in agriculture for enhancing food production. These are coming to our Indian scenario. These are some of the facts about Indian agriculture. Indian food industry is of $250 billion US dollars. 2.2% of total production is processed. The remaining is not processed. Some unprocessed products are available. More unprocessed products are available as far as the agriculture sector is concerned. So that area we need to address with these new technologies. So processing of the food. And the cold storage facility available only 10% of this cold storage facility is going to be adapted to enhance the shelf life. Actually, by some means, by using some nanotechnologies, can we able to enhance the shelf life of the agriculture produce? That is another area which needs addressing. And again, 2.2% of foods are processed only, then 35% of milk processed, and 6% of powder processed. Even if you are going to increase 50% of processed products and foods, then it will up to huge economical benefit to the farmers, both farmers in the country. And the value addition is only 20% because whatever the agricultural produce we are going to produce across the country, out of which only 20% of produce got value addition. And this is interesting that cost of wastage is 6 times amount spent on subsidy. Our governments are hugely spending on subsidies on different sectors of agriculture. So that is going to be actually whatever the wastage we found in the agriculture sector after production, So if you could able to reduce that wastage, so automatically the subsidy also going to be reduced. That is going to be reduced on the burden of the burden on the governments. And rising income will lift 291 million out of poverty. So if you're going to rise the income of poor and marginal farmers in the country, so that will lift 291 million of people out of poverty. It's very much interesting. Create 583 million strong middle class. So middle class people becomes much more stronger. So the number is huge. 583 million middle class people becomes much stronger. And share of household expenditure on food and beverages would decline from 34% in 2015 to 25% in 2025. So whatever we are going to spend on our food and beverages, daily food and beverages, on behalf of our families, so that amount is going to be reduced to 25% by 20 with the advent of the adapting novel technologies in agriculture and allied sectors. So this is much more interesting. So food will remain the largest consumption category. Anyhow, so food is the largest consumption category. So we need to address this food and agriculture sector with our innovative technologies. And what exactly the problem remains in the agriculture sector at present is that low productivity levels of food grains. There are several reasons. I'm not going in detail. There are several reasons that the available land is degrading day by day. There are unforeseen climate changes. There are several things. I'm not going in detail. The thing is that our productive levels are very low compared with the world standards and other developed country standards. And impact of climate change and market risk. There is no structured market pattern in our country to sell agriculture produce, and the steady decline in farm incomes and rural distress. So day by day, farm income is going to be reduced with increased input costs and lower yield. Okay, so these are the problems, and moreover, the predicted population of our planet by 2050 is more than 9 billion people. So remember, we need to feed 9 billion people by 2050. With this progress of our technology, current progress of technology, our current scenario of technology won't be sufficient to meet the criteria that we will never feed. We are not going to feed this 9 billion people by 2050 with the existing technologies in agriculture sector. We need to adapt to new technologies. We have to go for the innovations. Serious problems with food, water, and energy supply, particularly in less developed countries. This is a serious problem. That's why nanotechnology is a rapidly evolving field with the potential to take forward the agriculture and food industry with new tools. So this is much more predicted one, but the ongoing work is very less. But theoretically, it was predicted like this. Nanotechnology, a set of technologies at nanometer scale, leads to creation of improved materials, devices, and delivery systems at a molecular level. So what exactly nanotechnology means? It is a set of technologies. It's not a single technology. It is a set of technologies at nanometer scale, different technologies, and leads to creation of improved materials. What I said in my previous slides, that we need to create new materials with the desired properties, and devices and delivery systems for fertilizers, agri inputs, and food processing things, and promise to increase food production in a sustainable manner. This is only theoretical. Actually, in fact, as of now, I think there is no concrete result achieved with the application of nanotechnology in agriculture. People are doing some research and they are publishing certain results, but not gone to the farmers field yet. So again, as I told you that from this slide onwards, I would like to present some of the works that are being carried out in our laboratory, and the interesting results also I'm going to present. So first of all, we started with the biosynthesis of nanoparticles. Then we have used some plants and plant material to synthesize the nanoparticles. These are the silver nanoparticles synthesized using the oak leaf. These are the gold nanoparticles synthesized using the oak leaf. These are the silver and nanoparticles synthesized using the oak leaf extract. And this is the phosphorus nanoparticle synthesized using two different sources. One is with the Jordan rock phosphate, and the second one is Udaipur rock phosphate with the stevia leaf. We have used the stevia leaf as the source to synthesize these phosphorus nanoparticles. And these are the chitosan nanoparticles, flower-like structures. Mean size is less than 50. Then these are the silver nanoparticles. Application of this nanoscale zinc oxide to groundnut. Excuse me. These are the zinc oxide nanoparticles we prepared in our laboratory and applied with the different doses when compared with zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate is the regular zinc source recommended to the farmers to correct the zinc deficiency. Usually that is 30 grams in 15 liters, but as far as this nanoscale zinc oxide, we have used only 2 grams in 15 liters. Low on message battery low. Yeah, time okay, sir. Yeah. This is the zinc sulfide applied plant, and this is the nano zinc applied plant. The 50 reduced dose. So zinc sulfide 30 grams of 15 liters, and nano zinc at the rate 15 liters could see healthiness of the plant, and yield also very high. So significant yield enhancement has been recorded nearly 29% in 2 consecutive seasons with the foliar application of those compared to bulk zinc sulfate. So because this zinc means zinc deficiency is the deficiency in, for the plant in agriculture, though it is a micronutrient. So it is causing yield as well as quality of the produce. So we want to address this problem, then it would be this is the problem is that from transport of non-scale calcium oxide groundnut culture method. In general, calcium is being a heavy item. It won't transfer to the calcium soil application, not the application.
Sir, voice is not clear, sir. 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 Prasad, sir. Sir, Prasad, sir. Sir. Hello, sir.
శ్యామ్ గారికి ఫోన్ చేసి
సార్ది అన్మ్యూట్ చేయాలి, మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టారు. సార్ ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను సార్. ఓకే. పద్మ గారు
చెప్పండి.
శ్యామకు ఫోన్ చేసి అది సార్ది మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టారండి.
ఓకే, చేస్తానండి ఇప్పుడే.
చేస్తున్నా మేడం. అక్క నన్ను చేయమంటారా? వేరే ఫోన్ ఉంది మేడం.
హలో సార్, అన్మ్యూట్ లోనే ఉంది సార్. సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ లోనే ఉంది. ప్రసాద్ సార్ది మళ్ళా అన్మ్యూట్ చేసినట్లుంది. సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ అయింది సార్.
మేడం, ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు హియర్ మీ మేడం?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
హలో
స్క్రీన్ కనిపించలేదు సార్.
ఇప్పుడు మేడం?
లేదు సార్. ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
Madam? Yeah. This is case number 2, phloem transport of calcium oxide in groundnut through solution culture method. Calcium is not thoroughly transported through the phloem, so that's why we do recommend this calcium sources for the soil application in general. The gypsum is one of the
సార్ డిస్కనెక్టెడ్ సార్.
మాధవి గారు సారే
అవును సార్ దగ్గర
చేసుకోవచ్చు.
డిస్కనెక్ట్ అవుతా ఉంది. సార్ దగ్గర డిస్కనెక్ట్ అవుతా ఉన్నారు. సార్
లేరా అండి?
ఉన్నారు. సార్
hello ma'am.
ఓకే సార్.
Madam, are you able to hear me, madam?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
Yeah, actually connection is not stable, madam. That's why there is a problem.
అవును సార్, అవును సార్.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we did is the calcium oxide nanoparticles, and we applied on the groundnut as a foliar. So it is typically say if I hello. Lab రావట్లేదు. హలో ఎక్కడ చార్జ్
బయటికి తీసుకోవడం
హలో మేడం.
Sir, your PPT is visible, sir, but your noise is not clearly visible, sir.
Madam, there is a problem with the signal, madam. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll
Now
try.
it is audible. Now it is okay, sir.
Hello.
How about for you, Padma? For
వెళ్ళిపోదాం.
us, please go ahead, sir. You are audible, sir. Please
Okay,
go
madam.
ahead, sir.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, thank you, madam. The data 500 ppm, they're able to correct this calcium deficiency. So this is
Again, we lost you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the voice is not audible again, sir.
I think there is a real disturbance, madam, due to climatic change.
Everywhere the signals are poor.
Yes, madam.
You talk to sir, ma. You talk to sir on phone.
సిగ్నల్ పూర్గా ఉంది, ట్రై చేస్తున్నాము అన్నారు మేడం.
Okay.
హలో సుచి. Hello, sir. Ah. పద్మ గారు సార్ది మ్యూట్ లో ఉందా?
కాదండి.
ఎక్కడ కనిపించట్లేదు నాకు.
మేడం ఎవరికి ఇస్తాను. ఆవిడకి తీసుకొని కూడా తీసుకెళ్తాను. నా దాంట్లో నేను
Hello, sir.
Madam, are you able to hear me?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sorry, madam. Sorry.
Okay, sir. It's okay, sir.
Yes, this is case number 3, effect of nanoscale zinc oxide material on product of zinc and biofortification of zinc in maize. This is another study we have conducted. It is very much similar to earlier that groundnut, but the crop was now maize. We have recorded very good results in terms of yield as well as zinc biofortification. So this is very important. If you look at this table, the treatment, that is T2, which received zinc sulfate at the rate of 2 grams per liter, has only recorded grain zinc content of 25.6 ppm only. But the treatment which received 100 ppm of nanoscale zinc oxide recorded grain zinc content as nearly 36 ppm. So this is very good result in terms of biofortification of the nutrients. So because zinc biofortification is very much essential nowadays for all the human beings, because we are all deficit in zinc. By using some means, one has to do the biofortification. But with the application of zinc sulfate, so we are nowhere near the standards, that is WHO standards. Usually WHO says that any grain which contains zinc content of 33 ppm is healthy for very healthy, and we could able to achieve nearly 36 ppm of grain zinc content with the application of 100 ppm of nanoscale zinc oxide. So this is another good result we got with the application of nanotechnology in agriculture. These are the details. Then this is with regard to animal sciences. Actually, bovine mastitis is the biggest problem in milking animals. Once animal prone to this disease, so milk production reduced drastically. Sometimes animal goes to die also. Okay, then none of the antibiotics are working properly against this disease. Then we tried with the alene coated silver nanoparticles to contain this disease. These are the groups we maintain: lactating mastitis and administration through intramuscular and intraperitoneal and corresponding antibiotic. This is the mastitis disease. You can see this on the rats. Then after application, then you will find an interesting thing that the group 5, which receives the antibiotic which is available in the market to contain the disease, is only to some extent is able to contain the disease. But these two animals which received our alene coated silver nanoparticles, this one group 3 and group 4, you could see the more clear areas indicates the disease is significantly contained. You could see this diseased animal, that is group 2. So almost there are no clear areas indicating it was severely infected. That means this alene coated silver nanoparticle is proved to be effective against bovine mastitis compared to commercial antibiotics. Now we are going to work on this to bring it into the market against these antibiotics. And then nanoparticle encapsulated slow releasing natural food colors. Then we have the natural food colors that and we have extracted food colors from papaya, black grapes, tomato, and beetroot. We have extracted the natural colors, and we have encapsulated these natural colors onto the surface of the nanoscale zinc oxide particles, and that formation is going to be added to the food, and we have taken different parameters, the quality of the food, the appearance, and shelf life also. So the color is appeared to be very bright compared with any other composition. That is 4.7 and 4.4. If you see the scores, which were corresponds to the 20% of the natural food colors encapsulated with the nanoscale zinc oxide. Likewise, appealing, likewise acceptability. So in all the parameters, because I have presented only some of the parameters, so we have taken so many parameters. In all the parameters, we got very good result with the application of this nanoscale zinc oxide encapsulated natural food colors with 20% concentration. So this is another interesting study we have conducted in our laboratory with the help of our veterinary personnel. Experimentally induced diabetes mellitus in rats and its amelioration with zinc oxide nanoparticles coated Mahila charnitia. You know that Mahila charnitia is one of the substance which is used to contain diabetes to some extent. Then we have coated this Mahila charnitia powder onto the nanoscale zinc oxide. Usually, why we have used this nanoscale zinc oxide means in the literature we found that nanoscale zinc oxide, or especially zinc, is having the ability of exhibiting antioxidant properties and stimulating certain enzymes, etc., etc. Then with that concept, why don't we try with this nanoscale zinc oxide encapsulated Mahila charnitia to contain diabetes and related complications, and we have conducted an experiment in the rats. You know, this diabetes is a big problem, and it's a growing problem, and nothing is working well against the diabetes and its post complications. Then Mahila charnitia is commonly called the bitter gourd. That is a well-known one. Okay, then we have maintained these groups control without any application, diabetic control, also completely induced diabetes. Mahila charnitia alone, zinc oxide nanoparticles alone, diabetic plus Mahila charnitia, diabetic plus zinc oxide coated Mahila charnitia, diabetic plus Revlimid. So that is a regular medicine that we are going to use. So these are the zinc oxide nanoparticles prepared in our laboratory, and these nanoparticles are coated with Mahila charnitia and fed to the rats. So if you look at the upper mouse, that is completely infected with the diabetes, and the lower one is it was recovered from the diabetes after fed to the fed with the Mahila charnitia encapsulated nanoscale zinc oxide. Clearly, you can see the difference. If you look at the pancreas portion, this group 1 is the diabetes affected rat, that is sorry, this is the completely control one, so nothing is a healthier one. So you could see this dark spots, brown spots, indicates the presence of this insulin that we got with the staining. And if you look at the right side, it's completely diabetes infected one, so nothing is there in the pancreas portion. Insulin is completely dry. So left one is the healthier one, right one is the diabetes rat. And if you look at the left side one, it is only certain portion of pancreas is filled with the insulation. That is the rat filled with the Mahila charnitia. That means whatever our ancestors told about the Mahila charnitia and its ability of containing a diabetes is correct. To some extent, it could able to contain the diabetes. But if you look at the right side figure, it is the Mahila charnitia encapsulated zinc oxide nanoparticles fed rat. It's almost evenly spread over pancreas portion. Entire insulin means adequate levels of insulin is present. We have tested again the same thing after 3 months also, same rates. then we found more or less the same results. So what does it indicates means, if you are going to feed this kind of formulation once to human or any person who is suffering with the diabetes, there is no need of taking a regular medicine or injection or kind of thing. Even after 3 months also, his insulin levels are maintained the same. So this is one of the interesting research result we got, and we have been working on this with the help of the SWIMS personnel. And this is another interesting and a random study we have done. Usually we are much more interested and prone to eat the fast foods. Okay, usually we will eat, entire our family members also interested to eat the fast foods. But in the fast foods, there is one substance which is invariably added every time in all the places is monosodium glutamate salt. That is Ajinomoto. It is the white colored crystal kind of substance. So that is going to be invariably added to the foods. Even if you take the packaged foods in a supermarket, any eating food, then definitely it should contain certain percentage of the monosodium glutamate. Even our cool drinks also having this monosodium glutamate. Then actually it's a random study, and we don't know where we are going to end up at the end of this experiment. Just we want to see whether our nanoscale zinc oxide able to contain the this ill effects caused by the monosodium consumption of the monosodium glutamate or not. That is our assumption. Then we started working on it. These are the different foods that contains MSG. The one of the most important complication with the consumption of monosodium glutamate is that obesity. So usually we also very well know that any person is eating outside continuously, then certainly he is prone to the obesity. So this is an obese rat, and this is a monosodium glutamate fed rat, and this is the normal rat. You know that MSG is one of the world's most extensively used food additives. It was allowed by the Food and Agriculture Organization, but it is very dangerous. It is a sodium salt of glutamic acid and can produce a unique taste that is different from 4 classical tastes. The MSG is neither sweet nor salty nor sour nor bitter. So MSG is not a nutrient, vitamin or mineral, and has not any health benefits, but it is a slow poison. So MSG is a slow poison. So we all know that zinc is a potent antioxidant, and it shows significant properties like anti-inflammatory activity, scavenging of free radicals, detoxify the free radicals. So all these things are available in the literature. Based on this available literature, so we started this work. So what we have done is, this is the control group, nothing was fed. This is another group. Group 2 is monosodium glutamate fed rats. Third group is zinc oxide nanoparticle fed rat. And this is fourth group is monosodium glutamate plus zinc oxide nanoparticles fed rat. Both were fed to the rat, both MSG and zinc oxide nanoparticles. Just I'm going to present certain results, but we have done a lot of things. But I'm going to present only certain parameters for this presentation. So these are the parameters: body weight, hematological, biochemical, oxidative, gross pathology, and histopathology. So if you look at the body weight, the control is the healthier one. So nothing happened to it. But the rat which was fed with the MSG, you see the body weight, how significantly it increased over a period of time. But the rat which fed with the zinc oxide nanoparticles alone also the same. It also stayed very healthy, on par with the control one. However, the rat which fed with the MSG plus zinc oxide nanoparticles, also almost it is non-significant. The variation also non-significant when if you look at the body weight, increment in the body weight, it is non-significant. It is almost on par with the control. So that means if you are going to take MSG along with the zinc oxide nanoparticle, and there is no ill effect. It means there is no effect on the increment in the body weight. That is the first result. Then hemoglobin content. So if you look at the control rat, you could see this hemoglobin content nearly 11. And the rat which was fed with the MSG alone, definitely the hemoglobin content reduced significantly. However, there is no significant difference in the rats which fed with zinc oxide nanoparticles alone, as well as rat fed with MSG plus zinc oxide nanoparticles. So means zinc oxide nanoparticles is doing something good to the health, even we are going to take toxic elements. Okay. Then this is cholesterol. So you could see the significant increment in the cholesterol levels of the rat which fed with the MSG, and there is no significant variation of cholesterol levels in the rats which are fed with both zinc oxide nanoparticles alone as well as MSG plus zinc oxide nanoparticles. And creatinine, this is kidneys. So there is a significant difference in the creatinine levels in the rat which fed with the MSG. It means in all the ways the MSG is going to damage our health. But if you're going to consume this MSG along with the nanoscale zinc oxide, I think there is no problem. So likewise, we have taken several parameters. And finally, I think we know nanotech will change the world, but it's time to think about how. One has to do this work with the nanotechnologies and nanosciences, then only we will come out with certain products. Simple theoretically talking is not enough. Okay. And this gentleman in 2006 itself told that India's future is in nanotechnology. And thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you for giving the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you for your elaborate lecture on application of nanotechnology in agricultural sector. It's really nanotechnology has emerged as the most innovative and revolutionary scientific method. So, after unsustainable approach of the green revolution, nanoparticles based strategy gained attention in agriculture. So, no doubt that this nanotechnology in agriculture is the exploratory area which is expected to expand in the coming years. So your case studies is also very, very interesting, sir. So how control the body structure, so diabetic, all this. So once again, thank you very much, sir, for your elaborate speech in nanotechnology, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Madam, shall I leave, madam?
So, is there any? Now
Any
it's open.
questions?
Any questions?
Any questions regarding? So, dear participants, if you have any doubts or any clarification regarding sir, please ask your questions or you put in the chat box. So, over to Madhavi.
Thank you, Padma. Thank you so much, sir, for your talk on nanotechnology. Really, it is awareness for us about nanotechnology. Thank you, sir. Now I call
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Padma madam to introduce our second resource person, Professor V. Kalarani madam, retired professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam. Over to Padma.
Thank you, Madhavi. Very good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to introduce today's second section resource person, Dr. Professor V. Kalarani Madam, retired professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Sri Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam, Tirupati. Madam has completed her MSc PhD in zoology from Sri Venkateswara University and postdoctoral research in the area of thermal acquisition in Carpios from University of Calgary, Canada. Madam has received DBT, New Delhi, sponsored over as postdoctoral fellowship and worked in USA. She has 20 years of teaching and 35 years of research experience with significant administrative and research experience. As a researcher, Her focus was on the efforts of the natural and man-made factors and indigenous aquatic organisms. She became so instrumental in developing a computer monitor follow through the respirometer, significantly contributing in the field of animal biogenetics. Operating DST, DBT, and UGC sponsored research projects, she was identified a new gut bacteria in fishes and highlighted the positive impact of the prebiotics and probiotics on the immunostimulatory effects on fish. Under her guidance, five candidates obtained MPhil PhD degree and 3 more are currently working while 60 students are carried out master's projects. She was published 56 research articles in peer-reviewed journals of international repute, written 12 books chapters, delivered 25 talks as a resource person, and presently 80 papers in national and international platform. She is a recipient of prestigious awards and honors like AP State Best Teacher Award, Fellow AP Academy of Science, Senior Scientist Award of National Environmentalist Association, and Adarsh Saraswati Puruskar Award by NESA. She is also service as a life member of AP Academy of Science, Ecological Science of India, Indian Science Congress, and also in NGO organization. She is currently servicing as a editorial board member in different scientific journals and advisor and consultant for the industries related to fisheries. She wants to continue her contribution as an environmentalist and work in the areas of climate change, fishery immunology, and biodiversity conservation, along with providing consultancy to promote innovations in the above related areas. So we are very fortunate to have you with us today, madam. Once again, I welcome you, madam, to the section. Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you, Padma. Thank you so much. At the outset, I am very happy and delighted to greet our Vice Chancellor, Professor Duvuri Jamuna Garu, who is the Chief Patron of the webinar, and my warm respects to the Registrar, Professor D.M. Mamata, and the Dean, Professor T. Bharati Madam, and the Head of the Department of Women Studies, Professor Sandhya Rani Garu, and the organizing secretaries, Madhavi and Padma, and the entire team of Women Studies who are behind the organization of this prestigious webinar. The apt topic selected to share with everybody the ongoing events and updates related to agriculture and allied sciences is very much wanted and need of the day. And so at the outset, I thank all of you for having me here to share some of my knowledge related to one of the allied areas, that is aquaculture and fisheries, with which I am very much acquainted. And I am very happy to hear to Prasad sir's presentation. The very hardworking and committed researcher, and he has rightly pointed out several health issues and the applications of nanotechnology. If you are there, thank you so much, sir, for your very useful presentation. And I would like to move on to my presentation. I hope Madhavi is handling my presentation, and I'm going to present, and you won't be seeing me, rather you will see my PPT. And I have prepared, since Women's Studies department as requested, I thought there will be students from a non-biology background who are purely social science students, and as well, since I am here and I want to say hello to my colleague friends from biotechnology also, and the young researcher, as well as students and all other science departments. So I was involved in making amalgam of both the topics related to science as well the social applications of this field. I hope you will cope up with me, because it is inevitable for me to avoid the biology background of it. At the same time, I want to try hard to impress upon the social science people. So bear with me if there is a switching between science and non-science topics. and it may be for 45 to 50 minutes. So I'll be seeing you back after my presentation. Madhavi,
Yes, madam.
is it okay? The first slide is on.
Oh, yes, madam.
Okay. So as you can see, the topic I have chosen is the technological advancements in fisheries and aquaculture. Being a representative of Women University, I thought it is apt to give some of the highlights of opportunities for women existing in this area. And without going directly to the topic, I just want to grab your attention. What importance this fisheries and aquaculture has? Why do we need to focus that much in this allied area? If you look at the chart, as you can see here, the entire life, if you distribute among different groups, the majority of the living organisms are occupied by animals. When you take animals into consideration, the maximum part is occupied by insects, along with other animal groups, means all crustaceans are like prawns, shrimps, which we mostly depend on several purposes. As well, please have your attention to vertebrates, which constitute about 4%, which are majorly represented by fishes. That is almost 50% of vertebrates are fishes, and the others are like birds, reptiles, frog-like amphibians, and mammals. Mammals include humans also. So my point here is fishes occupy almost 50% among vertebrates, and we have some other important invertebrates like prawns and shrimp, and 10% of global biodiversity is represented by fishes. So that much impact the fish have got in the creation. And if you look at this, you will be impressed to see the diversity, versatility, and flexibility in their structure as well, their habitat or their behavior, and the adaptations they have to dwell in different environmental conditions. That is group of fishes you might be seeing in aquaria or in geographical channels. And crustaceans are represented, as I mentioned, by prawns and shrimps. There must be several non-vegetarian people who really the delicacy, shrimp and prawn. And crabs have not only the edible aspect, but also the medicinally very important ones. And there are about 30,000 species of this group of animals. So if there are that many, I wanted to pick up some of the aspects which are relevant to the webinar topic. My topic is divided into 4 sections. As you can see here, we will discuss about the importance of fishes and crustaceans for humans as such, and what are the aquatic resources which accommodate fishes and crustaceans, and how do we manage them. And as the webinar very much is focusing on technological advancements, I want to share with you the advancements technically happening in fisheries and aquaculture sectors. And lastly, I would like to share with you the opportunities and limitations, along with sharing the opportunities open for women. Coming to the first topic, the importance of fishes and crustaceans. It's a very good slide which shows the lunchtime is fast approaching. So you better see a plate of meat, fish. The importance is widely spread. I have about 9-10 important aspects. The first one is fishes as food. They serve as a very good food, which are easily digestible and a very good source of protein, fat, vitamins, and they can be digested within very short time and no accumulation of fat. As well, they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. I will elaborate on what is this omega-3 fatty acids, because much of the group must be women and all age. It is better to understand even the health importance of all these components that exist in in fishes. So for about 5 minutes or 6 minutes, I want to go deep into the value of this fish and shrimp in terms of their food value. Fishes are very rich in macronutrients. What are macronutrients means? You all know the proteins, a buzzword. Protein diet is very good for our health. They are rich in essential and non-essential amino acids, which constitute proteins, and they are the main source for the synthesis of hormones and enzymes. And they also provide energy, very quick energy, because they get digested very easily. And I want you to, have attention for two amino acids, that is lysine and trypsin. Even for a child, 4 to 18 years or 64 years, beyond the people, and 19 to 64, all are in need of at least some proportion of proteins which are having lysine and tryptophan. Lysine is one sort of building block of protein, which is very much needed for binding calcium and for the bone development. We are all very familiar with arthritis problems or the rickets problems, as well the deficiencies in so many things where D vitamin and calcium are deficient. So lysine is the major amino acid which helps for strengthening the bones. And tryptophan, though it is at low proportion in fishes, is very much needed, because if you have tryptophan, your nervous system will grow better, maintain better, and work better, so that you won't have a later problems such as Alzheimer's or any other diseases, neuronal disorders like dementia, forgetfulness, or Alzheimer's, etc. So that is the importance of proteins as macronutrients in fishes. Along with proteins, as we mentioned earlier, omega-3 fatty acids. I don't want to go deep, but these, whenever we say fat, no, we don't want to have fatty food, but some fats are very good. Especially you must be hearing about HDL and LDL. LDL, low density fats, lipids are harmful to the body, but high density lipids are helpful to the body. So omega-3 fatty acids are also of such kind, and they are very rich in some of the selected fishes, and they help to improve vision and nervous development in the developing baby in a pregnant woman. So pregnant women can eat fish because they are easily digestible and provide support for the growing fetus. And several diseases like depression, ADHD, that is attention deficiency hyperactivity disease. So the several children are there, they hardly can focus, sit, or attend to the any sort of teaching or any sort of activity. So they will be problem called ADHD, and Alzheimer's, dementia, and diabetes all can be dealt by omega-3 fatty acids. So we finished protein and fatty acid. Next comes vitamins. We every day in life we hear about taking vitamin diet. So they are rich in vitamin A, that helps for vision and bone formation, vitamin D, that helps for again bone growth and calcium absorption, as well the general metabolism of the body. Vitamin B, which is fish eggs are rich in vitamin B. They convert food into quick energy, and they function very well, make the stabilization of nervous tissue development. Vitamin C, though very little in fish flesh, it is very helpful in wound healing and healthy, to maintain healthy body and tissue status. And among micronutrients, we always listen about some metals like iron. Iron, if you need iron, means you are anemic. So if you are a regular person who consumes fish, means you never will come across the deficiency of iron, thus the anemia. So hemoglobin will be developed if you take fish, because it provides iron. Calcium, again, as we discussed, helps for bone growth. zinc is very much needed, not only for general carbohydrate metabolism, but if you recall the COVID situations, several cases we noticed at least 70% of people who got COVID are suffering from loss of smell and the senses, smell and taste. And here is one attribution that zinc deficiency will lead to the loss of sense of smell and taste. Maybe COVID is resulting in deficiency of absorption of zinc. Maybe research is needed in this area. And iodine. Several women after 40 are experiencing deficiency of iodine, and thus the thyroid problems, the hypothyroidism is really related to iodine deficiency. And selenium is again a thyroid hormone producing precursor agent, and this gets rid of the waste materials which are called as radicals, which damage some of the cellular systems. So altogether, you eat fish and you can get rid of having cardiovascular diseases, or maybe protection against diabetes or cancer. Even HIV and AIDS patients are given a lot of fish diet because they can have the nutritional regaining of all the resources required, including protein and micronutrients. So I just want to share with you the global scenario. Where do India stand in terms of consuming fish or fish products? You see, actually there are certain countries which are consuming per capita per person per year 200 kgs of fish. They may not be eating any other thing, I think. But India, per person, each person is taking 5 to only 7.5 kgs hardly per year. So we are having a lot of resources, but we are not making use of those resources. If you see India, on all three sides, we have ocean, which is the very good habitat and home for the fish, which we have to eat. And apart from food, I told you 10 benefits of fishes. Fertilizers. The fish waste can be used because they are good source of calcium, protein, phosphorus, and you can make a powder and mix with some tea plants or coffee or anything and spray in the gardens, especially grape gardens, are really showing good response. And disease control. Now the season is here, rainy season. All water impoundings are around you. Every area in Tirupati you can see, you should walk along the water. When there is water, there is growth of mosquitoes because they lay eggs in water. And here is the answer. If you leave these fish in that water, they eat away the eggs of mosquitoes and they prevent the mosquito growth. So if you have a pond or water stagnation in your house or around your house, buy in the aquarium some gambusia fish and you can control mosquito growth in your house or around it. And it can work in medicines, cosmetics. The extracts of fish can be used in preparation of several products, varnishes, or even soaps. And you can prepare the extracts of fish, glue from the extracts of fish, or livestock production or feed of any chick or poultry feed or anything like that. And we have fish serving as aquaria or even experimental models, especially goldfish and zebrafish. And fish oils, whenever you go to the doctor with some deficiency, especially vitamin A and vitamin D, doctor will give you some small capsules which are gelatinous in nature. Those are rich in vitamin A and D that is extracted from fish liver. And you get these bottles commercially available. Shark liver oil and cod liver oil are given to the children very much. And these are all some of the beautiful pictures. You won't want to leave them without having in our aquarium. These are all the aquaria fish, and many more of such kinds are there. And fish meal, even people are given powdered fish because some people are allergic to looking at fish or smelling the fish or maybe not liking the nature of it. So they can be given some without telling them We can give them dry fish powder mixed with some diet, and very weak persons, convalescent people means very, very weak and vulnerable to any sort of diseases, they can be given the fish powder mixed with some very good diet. And shagreen this is the skin of a shark, which is very rough and it can be very much used for abrasive, like to clean some of the surfaces, something like that. Icing glands, that is a gelatinous substance, very much commercially important for cleaning the mirrors. We every day want our dressing table with a good mirror, so you better have a icing glass to have your image better seen on the mirror. That is the first part, showing the importance of the fishes. Coming to where we get these fishes, that is aquatic resources, how do we manage them? Again, I have few slides under this section. I take you the geography and arts people. They are very much familiar with the nature where we are. And India on 3 sides is having water. Please have your attention to different zones here. This is all open ocean. Nobody will have access to that open ocean. But here is the exclusive economic zone that is meant or permitted only to India. We can make use of this exclusive economic zone in the ocean. And this is all the continental shelf area. We are free to develop any sort of industry in this continental shelf area. And we have in the borders beaches. We go to the shore and we would like to see the beach. And the beaches are the very good harbors for several aquaculture practices. So likewise, you have plenty of scope in the nature. And this is another picture showing you the different states which are located in the coastal region, including Andhra Pradesh. And you can have the culture practices spread into the land where you have water resources. So that is, for that reason, I want to show you this picture as well. And way away from our country, still we have authority around Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where you have certain area permitted to have our activity going on. And Sri Lanka is here. Don't encroach Sri Lanka. It will be a legal problem. So ultimately, where we stand, coastal fishery resources with exclusive economic zone of 2.2 million square kilometers and continental shelf ranging 530,000 square kilometers and coastline area 8,118 kilometers. That is, please bear with the terminology. Even art students, you won't appreciate if you don't understand the terminology. Coastal means near the beach. Okay. Exclusive economic zone means beyond the beach. And the continental shelf is just outside our border into the sea. And inland fishery is come back to the land, and where you have tanks, rivers, canals, ponds, reservoirs, everything, that is all inland. So I keep pronouncing the terms capture fishery, that is where you go to the sea and collect them. Culture fishery, take some water body and you grow them, that is culture. Marine means saltwater living fishes. Coastal aquaculture means near the border. Inland is away from the border inside your city. Okay, so if you have that many aquatic resources, what you have to focus on? Try to focus on growing fish, the shellfishes like shrimp and prawns, edible algae. Algae are the green mass you see in the water, and seaweeds. These are all the very good, rich resources of material which help to maintain the health and produce money or having export value. How to ensure continued availability? Because if you keep on capturing, after some time, there won't be replenishment and you will not have any resources. So how to ensure the continued availability? For that, you have to focus on sustainable exploitation and use, sustainable technology development to keep on increase. You make use of them, but try to replenish them, recycle them, or focus on their well-being as well. How to ensure access? That is, economic empowerment is needed. These are all the different items you can have from the sea. So what Indian government has done to meet all these requirements? You have to make use of the resources, but never it should be depleted. What you should do? So this is useful for everyone. There is a big organization, namely Indian Council of Agricultural Research. So Indian government made ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, as a nodal agency to take care of different wings all over the country to sustain the all natural resources, but still enjoy them. And there is a hierarchy of Director General, Deputy Director General, Director and Joint Director, and several officials who will take care of research, extension and administration. And this is where we stand, that is research. The research again in several areas like aquaculture, fishery, plant, horticulture, soil sciences, everything. This is where we get all our funds from. And others are extension, and all arts people can tap the resources organized by Krishi Vigyan Kendra, and you have several extension activities for you to get promoted as well to help the nature to get replenished and help the poor people for good nourishment. And these are all the administrative sectors. And the ICAR cannot handle that much of burden. So ICAR developed, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research has developed so many wings, spreading, sprawling from Kerala to north and north tip. So these are all I don't want to pronounce, but please go through the Google it and you will get different central organizations like CMFRI, CIFRI, CIFT, CIFA or CIBA, CIFE, NBFGR and DCFR, all of them help for research, extension, as well the integrated programs if you want to have, and develop self-help groups or go for NGO organization. So there are the sources for you to tap. At a glance, where do India stand in terms of producing all this? Indian total fish production, in terms of producing total fish, India stands second to China because our production is 3,560 metric million tons. And marine, you know, now we all know what is capture fishery. So marine capture fishery, in terms of that, we stand at 6th place after China, Peru, Indonesia, USA and Japan. You see the water resource and you see where we stand actually. There is much more resources to tap. Commercially important species we are producing worth 19,000 crores. And in inland capture fishery, that means you don't grow. You just go to the nature and capture if there is a tank or a pond nearby, and you go and capture. In this capture fishery, again India stands third after China and Bangladesh. And in terms of aquaculture, that means you bring the baby fish, you leave them, you grow them and you sell them, and we are standing second to China. Okay, so likewise, our status is that, but it is not sufficient. We have to go up the ladder. And in terms of fish production in India, inland fishery, that means the backyard fishery, is far growing beyond the marine capture. So you can still go up in capture fishery as well. And what did the central government do in terms of promoting all these activities after setting up so much of infrastructure for us to deal with? They have started so many programs like Pradhana Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. That is very recently developed. It constituted in July 2019. It is bound to boost fish and aquatic products through appropriate policy making, marketing, and infrastructure support. So our Prime Minister Modi ji has started this program, which is attracting the attention of several agencies. And government has allocated, actually boosted up the allocation to fishery policy development. That is the first type of a national fishery policy. About 45,000 crore rupees to focus on both agriculture, aquaculture and mariculture. What is the major mission of this program? It is for sustainable growth of Indian fisheries and aquaculture by interfacing research, education and extension, resulting in a proper fit between the human needs as well as the habitat, with an important role in global fisheries. So balancing everything like research, education as well as extension, that is the motto of this machine. I take back to your rural areas. Maybe you have your roots in the rural area. You are very familiar, if you see there, two types of fisheries. One is capture fishery. That means you go to the wild, you put the net and you capture and sell them. Even now, several people live based on that. And culture fishery is, if you have a small land, you can make a basin-like structure, see that rainfall will get accumulated in that area, and you leave some baby fishes in that pond, and after a certain time you can collect them and culture. So capture fishery and culture fishery. But that is not sufficient, because the practice we are doing is only 10% effective to meet the requirements. So what are the things again helping us? To enhance the fish production by sustainably utilizing the existing and potential resources, what government has done is it has launched a major program, which is a centrally sponsored scheme to boost up blue revolution. You might have heard about blue revolution, green revolution. Blue revolution is to maximize the utilization of water resources which are available to us. That is, blue revolution started way back in 1965, but it is still continuing because we are yet to get advantage of what we have. So mainly it focuses on integrated development and management of fisheries. For that, again, it established a nodal center called as National Fisheries Development Board, which is located in Hyderabad, which is shortly called as NFDB. NFDB is an implementing arm of Department of Fisheries, that is Government of India, and it is mandated to realize the untapped potential of fisheries sector to coordinate fisheries development in the country in an integrated and holistic manner. That means it won't leave behind any people of any sector, poor or rich, biology or non-biology, women or men, or educated or uneducated. Every sector will be involved and facilitated to make use and get benefited. So the brief objectives of NFDB: to directly implement across the country some of the key projects based on available technologies by facilitating their transfer from lab to land. That means don't restrict the experiments only to lab. If you apply them on land, you can be more benefited. That is the motto. To fast track the overall fish production and productivity as envisaged in the Blue Revolution scheme, to bring about a higher growth rate in the sector and contribute to the economy, generate employment and livelihood opportunities. A book was released by NFDB, that is Aquaculture Technologies, as implemented by NFDB. Please go through if you are interested. You may find some allied or application or extension activities and related schemes in that book. So the third section is technologies. What sort of technology was there and where we stand today? What are the different types? Again, I will take you through A, B, C, D, E and the subsections and their types. Some of them are very familiar to all biology students. Some of them are familiar to you also. So technological input is required for the development of effective fish farming projects. I want you to understand that it is to design, construct and manage a sustainable and profitable venture that will remain in operation, not for now, but for generations to come. But it is not merely how to grow the fish in farm. So fisheries is not only how to grow the fish. Fisheries is all about the management, the extension, the core purpose, and the economy, everything. What are the trends? Here, some of the science students will be more attentive to this, I guess. We will have both biology and non-biology aspects coming in the trends of aquaculture technology. The first one is reproductive innovations. Genetically improved fish farming, that is application of genetic principles to increase fish production in terms of their quality as well as quantity. Fish means if you go to the market, you want to have more fish meat for the money you are giving. And if the farmer is having good growth of a fish, he won't mind giving you for less money. So grow it in a better way. Development of techniques to produce monosex population. Here monosex means growing only female fish, growing only male fish. Humans, as I can put it, all females are beautiful, but in fish, both males and females are beautiful. So in some species, males are beautiful, in some females are beautiful, and males may be more advantageous to grow. So in that case, you may go for monosex culture. And molecular techniques to improve disease resistance. You must be seeing in the newspapers every often now and then that there is a big loss for a farmer because of so many reasons, because of mass mortality or death of fish. So that is because of several diseases. So disease resistant groups we want, and without any pathogens, without any disease traces, you want to have in the shrimp also. So all these techniques can be developed through reproductive innovations. And exclusively disease management is another sector. We are very much fed up with listening to virus because of COVID virus. Okay, so the same problem is there even all the other groups of animals, including fish and shrimp. So there are techniques like you can isolate the virus, grow them in the laboratory and see their nature and see how they can be restricted or destroyed. So for that we have tissue culture, and we are listening to the identification techniques related to screening of pathogens, to PCR. All science students know polymer exchange reaction, and very effective spectrophotometry and the gel documentation. These are all for science students who are in the applied sciences. So you can focus on that. And this is again another slide showing only male fish being produced, the method. The third one is offshore fish farming. Offshore means you will go little deeper beyond the seashore, but you need to construct a temporary built up so that you won't have mixing of fish from the external resources, because to have them under your control and sometimes you can easily recover them. They are called as wetlands. So wetlands in India account for 4% of the total geographical area. These lands provide the ecosystem which are having good services and they will not have much stress. And last thing is, wherever you go, all the చెరువులు అంటాం కదా, all the tanks are now
మేడం వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు మేడం. మేడం
connected. Now I am on again. Am I?
Okay మేడం.
Okay. Is voice breaking very much, Usha? Okay, now I will go a little slower and let me know if the voice is getting broken. Okay, so there is no proper regulatory. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Madhavi,
Madam, yes, madam.
there is no proper regulatory. Okay, okay, fine. There is no proper regulatory framework for conservation of wetlands in India. Now it has to be taken up. And future research should focus on institutional factors influencing this condition. As you can see on the screen, people are trying to enclose some of the offshore waters with boundaries and putting the mesh so that water will come.
Madam, again disturbance, madam. No voice, madam. Madam. Sandhya, madam. Kalarani, madam.
Please don't mute my speaker. Only now I have been given authority to handle. Okay, am I audible?
Okay.
Now, Madhavi?
Okay, madam. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Usha, it's okay. Yeah, the other category is Artemia cyst. This can be understood only by science people, but I can tell that there are small egg-like our mustard seeds, small seed-like eggs, which are from one type of prawn, and that is called as Artemia. And Artemia eggs are called as cysts. They are heavily loaded with essential, easily digestible proteins, and that is why they are registered as Pearl brand Artemia cysts.
Madam.
Yeah, again I lost it and got it again, Madhavi.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Okay, so trademark office is in Chennai. Trademark office is in Chennai, and these cysts per hectare per 90 days. But our target is 50 metric tons we require. That much we are importing. That means we are spending a lot of money, though we have resources to have our own. As you can see on the screen, the top right side one is the baby Artemia. That is what we need to give as a food to the growing fishes. Please don't change. Growing fishes.
This one,
and
madam.
One is the, yeah, and the bottom one is the adult which lays these eggs. Yes, Madhavi. Next slide. Next slide, Madhavi.
Okay, madam.
And these are all the seaweeds, the plants which grow in seawater. There are so many names, and you can see how beautiful they are, but they are very, very useful, essential, easy to be grown and grabbed. Next. And these seaweeds, what is their importance? You have green seaweed, brown seaweed, and red seaweed. There are some examples. The people with botany background or microbiology may be interested to go deep. You can have a look at this slide. But what is the importance of these? No, please.
Okay.
The importance of these weeds or plants from the ocean is they are rich in several minerals and the elements which are pharmaceutically very, very important, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and they are also rich in EPA. That is one type of fatty acid which is very much required for vitamin D binding, and good source of fiber, and they have medicinal value to protect us from cancer, as well as vermifuge. Vermifuge means the worms in the stomach can be inhibited by this weed, and they are rich in vitamin C, E, B12, and other minerals. Next. This is how the small plants will be tied to bamboo frame, and then they leave it in the ocean, tie it to some bank and leave it in the ocean after certain time. On the right side, you can see after very well grown, the raft will be brought to the bank and all the weeds will be separated and they can be processed for production of any sort of useful material. And they have named it as medical food of the 21st century because they are rich in very good products of medicinal value. Next slide. The integrated cultures, where you have not only fish, but grow along with the fish different sorts of other groups which we mentioned, that is in the coastal region or in the captivity, that is cage culture. Briefly, I leave it there. Next slide is integrated paddy. Several people from rural area are very familiar with agriculture and paddy agriculture. If you grow in the entire area only paddy, the water which you leave will serve only one purpose. What if we can leave fish in that water, and by the time your paddy is harvestable, the fish also are grown and you can capture them, both of them at a time. So dual advantage of having grown with the single resources, both fish as well the paddy. So this is the cycle on the right side, how the process of doing it. Okay, next. And don't stick around only to having integration of agriculture and aquaculture, but you have so many other options like integrated fish farming and irrigation process. I don't go deep into it because you also have biofuel production incorporated into it along with the paddy as well as fish. You can have poultry, you can have piggery. So likewise, people are integrating based on their resources, based on their schemes, the money they have, they're expanding and integrating so many fields. Then a recirculation aquaculture system, which is briefly called as ROS. Funding is given for ROS, and it is more popular in Kerala rather than in our country. If you see this, it is very easy to follow, though it is appearing very complicated. At the left bottom, you have a pond and where you grow the fish, and that is right side details of the fish swimming. You can see this water will be recirculated to grow the vegetable garden onto one side, and you have biofilters incorporated so that same water will be recycled between the fish tank as well, pumped to the vegetable garden. Some part will go there, and again the other part will go after purification to the pond. And you can see the same thing and what type of fish are grown in such ponds. And this is the real structure of the next slide. Real structure of the recirculation aquaculture system, and fishes like tilapia, pearl spot, and pangasius, which we see in our market, are grown in this type of areas. And this is the favorite for several women because aquaponics, and now the buzzword is hydroponics. Even people from plant sciences are updating with hydroponics. And if you have integration of aquaculture and the plants which are grown only in water, that combination is called as aquaponics. This is having more advantages, like you don't spend anything. The fish, if they are left in the water, all waste material from the fish will be a very fertilizer for the plants. And the plants are being in water, they take up all the nitrogen wastes from this water and give pure water back to the pond. So you keep circulating. Only thing is you should provide feed to the fish. Other than that, you don't need to spend anything. And on the right side top, you can see how the plants have developed with the roots well grown only in water. And the bottom right, you can see what type of plants or vegetables can grow as hydroponics in integration with aquaculture. Lastly, we have Aqua One Center. Next slide, Madhavi.
Change చేశాను మేడం.
This Aqua One Center, I want all the yeah, now thank you. All the people from management sector or computer science or anybody interested in integration or the software awareness can have this. This is the very recent trend, and a lot of money is being offered by the government as the loans. Aqua One Center is based on Internet of Things. This is a very good opportunity. You don't need to, even women, they don't need to go to the fields, they don't need to go to the shore or to the pond site. Remotely, you can manage everything. This is fishery management. Since it is a complex socio-political process, it will not be easy. It is not a silver bullet to improve the global fisheries. You have to struggle hard. But now with the Internet of Things, you can have a precise data collection fastly, and more advanced reporting you can make. You can process very easily, analyze, and come up with more efficient mechanisms to disseminate, to have more advantage in the real-time scenario, which is proposed very recently by Wilson in 2018. As the picture shows, if you can go through from the left to bottom, imagine there is a pond and you are planning for a capture, but there are so many ponds you want to capture the fish from, but you don't want to capture the unwanted ones or the ones which are to be left there. That should be remotely recorded by the app which you use, and the person need not sit at the bank and wait for a suitable fish to be caught. Rather, you will have your mobile phone, that is tech solution, in your hand, sitting in your office, and you can see remotely where is the pond, in which pond the fish suitable for you can be targeted. So after developing this data, you can go for implementation in real-time data or data feedback. You go for the central lab where it will be evaluated and shared with the stakeholders, and you maintain some management strategy, develop some management strategy, and that
మేడం.
yeah, I'm back again.
Okay మేడం.
Person in the processing unit or a person sitting in the management sector. So everybody will have the same information, and they talk to each other, and every sector will work in their own way, setting some objectives and data standards. So this is how it developed from going into the mud and soil land and sitting at one place far away from your site, you can still manage. And this is the model of Aqua One Center. This is like information and communication technology center, which enables aquaculture support service, will disseminate proven technologies and innovations, facilitating the wider adoption by registered fish farmers. For example, in our area, if 50 farmers are there, all the data related to them will be deposited in one blog, and the person will be helped. Okay, when you have to dig the pond, when you have to leave water, when all time frame will come as an alarm in his cell phone, and where to buy the baby seed, baby fish, everything will be prompted to him, guided to him, and that is like a cohort, like one group of people, they join together, share the data and operate, so there won't be failure in their practice. And there will be lab technicians like biotechnology students or microbiology students being hired, because the water will be collected to the lab from the fields, and they analyze and put it in the app so that the farmer can have a look at it, whether the trend is going on well or not. And similarly, one agent will come to your pond, take all the data and take all the data on right side. So he will have apps developed, and whenever you ask, okay, when did I give the antibiotic to my fish to pond number 5, means he will look at it and tell you. And when is in next schedule also, he will give you an alarm. Likewise, in our area, thanks to computer science people, they have developed about 40 different apps, helping like 12 in agriculture, 9 in marine fisheries, and 9 in marketing, and 10 more being updated. So all those ICT apps are enabling a farmer. So there is a big data utility, blockchain utility, and utility of drones. So we are very much into the novel world, and technology is being used and making ease to the farmer. Drones are named as unmanned vehicle. You all are now familiar because we have seen drones for the first time in marriages. That is the hot place where drones are used very well. Now they are everywhere. Even child as a playful toy, they are asking for a drone now. So drones are helping with the development of apps to assess the flooding or any sort of changes, temperature changes, anything in the farm. So I don't want to go deep. I just want to share for the sake of economics people, the total GDP grown from 1950 to 1917 in terms of 0.4% to 1%. So the GDP growth will tell us how much marching forward is happening in terms of advancement. But it still accounts only 6.58% share of total agricultural GDP, and marine exports constituting only 5% of total exports, and 19.23% of agri exports. You have still a big margin left for us to explore. And during 1819, the export of marine products are ranging up to 13 lakh metric tons, valuing about 47,000 crores. What are the opportunities? I quickly go through. We are not here yet, but we have sea stations to be developed, which are called as aquaparks. It is like a planet, okay, one planet in the sea. It's a big hall, imagine, with a frame and a mesh, and the fish seed will be left inside, and they remotely they anchor it to the bank somewhere, and you can see on the left side the sketch of the thing, and it will have a floater where operational material will be installed, and you leave it there for certain time because it will get anyway all the time food and flushing of water, purification, everything. The fish still remain in the nature, but under your control. And after certain time, you can grab the entire ball to the shore and recover. These are the latest trends. They are called as Innova Sea systems or sea stations. Other important amazing thing is smart floating farms. You are in the farm, but on the sea. So farms are built on the sea. This is like a 3-story building. In the first floor, you will have all the ground floor, you will have lab facilities, and you have the hydroponics, the plants which we have seen. As you can see in the left side, green. On the top, you have panels, which will like solar panels on the top roof. Solar panels, they grab the solar energy and produce all the energy required for electricity or water pumping, everything. The first floor, you will have all the hydroponics plants. They are soaked in water, and in the water, fishes are there. And all at a time, you can have a very versatile system. We are not yet there. We have to develop. It is first time developed in Singapore, and Singapore stood first in getting the fruits. I just want to skip this slide because of time. So I just want to mention one point. Seafood exports are okay, but we are nowhere in domestic market. Our focus should be more in domestic market. The same thing has been elaborated in the next slide. So I want to skip. Madhavi, please go. Okay, next, yeah. And as you see here, after hearing, 1 minute, go to current scenario dispatch. One up.
Okay, madam.
Yeah. So I just want to draw your attention, both to social people and biology people. After discussing so much of advancements, it will be sad to see such a scenario. Our cold storage is like this in terms of export. So in open trucks in ice, and now and there you have to stop because it gets melted. You have to refill it with another set of ice because you have to purchase in a stop station and refill. So we need some cold storage facilities very much in order to promote, because after capture, we have capture resources, but we don't have storage resources. That has to be focused. Any person, including the social science person, if you have interest, have a loan and have a cold storage established, you don't need to go to the field, sit at home and you will get revenue. And lastly, I am obligated to talk about women empowerment. The opportunities, there are plenty. As a small scale industry, aquaculture can be developed, or you can go to the field, manage aquaculture just as a owner, or you go for seafood industry, or you go for policy making.
Madam.
I am back.
Okay, madam.
Back here. Quickly. So women's role in both sides, like the uneducated women, they are everywhere in the process of fish. Several sectors I have just listed here, and you can see in the pictures what different activities the women from rural background are doing. But that is not the end of it. You have a lot more to do. Even educated women have a lot of scope to play a role in improving fish handling practices and equipment, training in better preservation methods, improving the hygienic quality of products, make improvements in traditional technology of fish processing, and have a training center setting up with cooperatives, build a sound infrastructure facility, or contribute to provide financial assistance, or improve organization of processing or supplying the raw material, or develop appropriate intermediate technology for net gain in the market. So these are all the different areas. Any person who is interested to play a role have a scope. So I just want to compare the quotations made by Fenry Hoyle and Mary Parker. Mary Parker said, management is an art of getting things done through others. So you don't need to be a science person to work in the fields of fisheries and aquaculture. You can, as Mary said, you can get some science people to get involved and make them do. But Fenry did not agree for it. Fenry Hoyle said, management is to forecast and to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control. Even there, the arts people can have a role. So what are the activities? Information gathering, analysis, planning, consultation, decision making, allocation of resources, formulation and implementation, ensuring continued productivity, accomplishing the set objectives. So these are some of the people who are having expertise to assess the quality of the fish and giving the incentives to the farmers. So there is a role for you to play. And these are all the one gist of all that which I have mentioned. What is the need of the day at the end? With growing population and the increasing demand for fish protein, the need for sustain. Next slide. Next slide, Madhavi. This is the gist of what all I have said. Now, need of the day. With growing population and the increasing demand for fish protein, the need for sustainable development of aquatic resources is now felt much more than ever before. Crisply, to meet the compelling demands and to ensure a growth trajectory that fulfills the requirements of today and leaves an equally better fishery for tomorrow, it is necessary and important to follow national fisheries policy, which was established very recently, which is based on the cardinal principles of equity and equality and adopts a people-centric and participatory approach, mainstreams gender and maintains intergenerational equity. So there is no poor or rich, there is no women or men, or there is no rural or urban. And as a small contribution to that end, we are proud to share with you, and our university can feel proud too, that in biotechnology, we established a center where we can culture, process, breed ornamental fish as a part of our research. And at this juncture, I thank all my colleagues from biotechnology to be with me all those days are really very good change now, and it is one asset at that time. And this is lunchtime. I want you to facilitate with virtual snack with good fried fish and shrimp. The fish who keeps on swimming is the first to chill upstream. So don't stop, strive hard and reach the apex of your target. That is my wish, as Nick Hexam exemplified through a fish. These are my pets, my babies, the test species zebrafish, with which I am acquainted with and able to share my experiences with you all. I profusely thank Department of Women's Studies and Sandhya Madam and the organizing persons, Madhavi and Padma, for sparing, and thanks to all the audience for very patient listening. Hope I was audible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for your informative, energetic talk on not only technologies, also informative and health point of view. You enlightened the importance of seafood. Thank you so much, madam, for your talk.
My pleasure.
Audience, any
My
questions?
pleasure.
You. Any questions?
They must be eating the snack.
Madam, shall I propose vote of thanks, madam?
They are muted, I think. They are muted.
No one is
maybe virtual
raising,
persons.
madam.
I see. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Sandhya, madam.
Okay, Madhavi,
Oh.
I congratulate for
thank you, madam. Thank
having
you so
conducted
much.
the very
Madam, thank
Bharati
you very
madam
much.
to be a good support.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
your talk on technology.
Madam, thank you for the wonderful talk. We really enjoyed your virtual snacks.
Yes, ma'am. Nice presentation, Kalaka.
Oh, thank you, Rajini. Thank you so much. అదే ఇది పోతూ వస్తుంది అందుకని కొద్దిగా స్ట్రగుల్ అవుతున్నాం.
But there are a lot of opportunities for women in the aquaculture industry.
Women are in coastal regions, and many women are involved in fisheries business.
Yes. Actually, in administrative sector, if we go to the centers which I mentioned, different centers, you know, when we go for visits, Usha knows, and
SIBA.
Yeah, very renowned scientists and people with managerial skills are women. And policy settings also nowadays, they are constituting with women.
Okay.
And they are all DBT secretary is women. Woman who is very much involved in setting all the policies.
You mentioned that
anyway,
Yojana program, no, ma'am?
Yeah.
When it was implemented, madam?
No, it was proposed in 19. Now it is in the 2020 policy.
Okay, okay. Actually, first
Okay.
time I heard about that program
July
also.
2000, July 2019, it was proposed by the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And now it is drafted. Actually, the policy is drafted. 2020 it got implemented.
Okay.
So there are several things. Actually, if they Google several self-help groups develop the government funding.
Yeah.
Yeah, nutritional
Okay,
wise,
thank you.
fish is very important. As you said, during COVID, people supposed to take a lot of nutrients to improve their immunity. So they
Yeah,
can focus.
in non-vegetarian items, the fish is good, Usha.
Yeah. Instead of red meat, people are really suggesting to go with the fish.
Yeah.
Since it has a lot of antioxidants.
For young children and even for aged people, it is opted because it is easily digestible. That is another thing. So easily digestible.
But it is very interesting to note that aquaponics are very interesting, madam, because you can grow both the fish and also the aquatic plants. So it's,
I remember recently people joined with the ST University conducted hydroponics, right?
Yes,
Workshop on hydroponics. So it is very interesting, still interesting to note aquaponics.
Yeah, it's a new concept actually.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Add as a
Congratulations,
also.
madam. Good presentation.
Thank you for your attention.
One more, madam. Integrated fish and agriculture, paddy field, its cultivation is the one important thing, madam.
Yeah. Dual
advantages.
Very nice. Okay.
Thank you very much for all the organizers introducing true eminent speakers.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam. Now it's time to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Padmavati Mahila Visvavidyalayam and Department of Women's Studies and Economics to propose vote of thanks on this occasion, one-day national webinar on implementation of innovative technologies in agriculture and allied sectors for sustainable economic development. At the outset, I would like to thank my profound gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, Madam, Professor Jamuna Duburu, for support and encouragement to arrange these type of webinars. I place my sincere thanks to our Registrar, Madam, Professor D.M. Mamata, Madam, for support and encouragement. I convey my special thanks to our Dean, Madam, Professor P. Bharati, Madam, for gracing the occasion. I extend my sincere thanks to our department head of the department, Professor G. Sandhyarani, Madam, for all her support to organize this webinar, and main initiator, mentor, and driving force behind us. Thank you, Madam. Thank you so much for your encouragement. I express my sincere thanks, gratitude to today's resource persons, Professor Prasad Sir and Professor Kalarani Madam, for their thought-provoking and energetic talks on innovative technologies to get aware on these technologies to improve our agricultural production, productivity, income and employment generation. Thank you so much, Madam, for your presence and your talks. And I express heartfelt thanks to all the participants who participated here from various departments of our university and other universities, senior professors, heads of the department, research scholars, and alumni, and different universities, research scholars and professors. And I thank all the participants who participated, make it a grand success. And feedback link is posted in chat box. Please fill feedback link. You get certificate. And I thank my thanks to our department colleagues, Dr. Neeraja and Padma, who are our coordinators for this program. And I thank Bhuneshwari Bhuna in our department, technical support and preparation of this brochure and Google form preparation. Thank you, Bhuna. And thank Suchi, Haima Madam, Uma Madam, Rani, Chaitanya, Prabha, Preeti, Suchi, everyone. I want to thank all the people who directly or indirectly supported me. And I thank those who participated from other than academicians. I thank Sri JD, Joint Director for Agriculture in Chittoor, Vijay Kumar sir, to encourage their employees to attend this program. And I thank Raju, research scholar in SK University. Thank you, Raju. And I thank technical person Shyam to provide this platform to conduct this program successful manner. Thank you very much. Once again, I thank all the people. Thank you, madam. And namaskaram.
Thank you, Madhavi.
Thank you, madam.
For
Thank you
congratulations.
So much, thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam.
Okay, now we can leave, right?
Okay, okay, madam.
Okay.
Sandhya, madam. Jayashree, madam. Sir, thank you, sir. Chaudhary, sir.
Congrats, Madhavi, Padma, both of you.
Thank you, Nijagaru.
Congrats, Madhavi.
Madam, thank you, madam. Chandrakala, madam.
Organized.
With all your blessings, madam.
Okay.
Okay, madam. Sandhya, madam. Can I leave, madam? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Raju.
మాధవి గారు మాధవి
చెప్పండి.
సంధ్యాము ఓకే
ఓకే ఓకే అండి.
సరే.
గుడి లాగా అది చేస్తావు సరే. ఈ మొహము ఇదంతా నీట్గా పెట్టుకోసాయి.